Previously on Camper Down.
Locate and detain Grocer Book 712.
My SS? Dead? And I shot him in the dick 6 times. There's no one else out here in C-Town but me. And I ain't going home. I just ran into that party dumping hot bumblebees on every motherfucker I could. Through the smoke came Rob the Ogre. Hey asshole, aren't you the guy who helped kill my best friend in Camper Down Episode 1? It must have been all the dying I was doing. All the way to video game heaven. Camper Down. Spawning is a funny thing. Sometimes you don't know exactly where you are, but a quick check on your UAV will tell you your location. But when one spawns in video game heaven, UAVs can get a little complicated. At times like that, it's best to keep eyes forward and keep moving. As I approached the door, I couldn't remember how I actually died, and I didn't really care. I was more interested in meeting this angel on the wall ahead of me. I couldn't help but notice how peaceful he looked, just sitting there, stationary and silent. Less than 5 minutes in video game heaven and my first camper down. The afterlife was gonna be a piece of cake. Checking my corners, I couldn't help but notice the similarity between video game heaven and the map known as Sanctuary. And that's when I began to remember how I died. Grocer Book 712 killed my SS. And when I went for revenge, he killed me too. And now here I was in video game heaven. Instantly I realized that my SS had to be here as well. So I wasted no time and went to find her. When I finally located her position, I wanted to tell her how pretty she looked, but I felt a little weird checking out a dead chick, so I kept it to myself. First thing I said to her was, "Pack your fucking shit, baby, we're going back." But she just looked at me and said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Siff, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Going nowhere? Staying right here? That's fucking camper talk. She just looked me in the eye and said, "There's no campers in video game heaven." I didn't want to argue with her, so I didn't bring up the angel in the lobby. I just looked right back at her and said, "I don't know what the hell got into your head, but there's a modern war out there, and we gotta answer our call of duty. So come on, command's waiting." But I could tell by the look on her face it wasn't sinking in. Well, if she was gonna stay here, so was I. That's when she began to tell me that I couldn't stay, that I had business back on Earth, and if I didn't return ASAP, the campers would win. I got so angry with what she was saying that I started sounding like a camper myself. I was like, "You mad, bro? It's just a game. I fucked your mom." But none of it fazed her. She just went on telling me that I couldn't stay here, and that if I did, the entire video game world would come to an end. I said, "Just stop with the poppycock already." But she assured me there was no poppycock involved. So I demanded one good reason. Why do I gotta go back and you get to stay? That's when she looked at me and said, "Oh, you want a reason? Well then fine, I'll give you one." Holy shit! Did my SS just nuke New York? She told me to chill my tits. She didn't drop the nuke. The campers did. Apparently this was part of the campers' big plan all along. Get me out of the way, nuke a major city, and create enough rubble for an army of campers to hide in. It was a full-scale invasion. America had been overrun by campers, and without me to lead the way, The camper killers were in big trouble. I didn't understand. I thought they removed the nuke in Modern Warfare 2. So I asked her, how the fuck did campers get their hands on a nuclear bomb anyways? Her answer was just one word. Boosters. That was it. I had seen enough. Video game heaven could wait. I had an army of campers to kill. When we got back to video game heaven, my SS said there's something I need to know. She told me that the government had developed a cure for camping. They had used it to cure Rob the Ogre and Adam Colehole. And after New York was nuked, both of them became camper killers. She told me that the government had assembled a secret fighting force, the Anti-Camper Elite. The ACE was America's last hope against the campers, and it was going to be my job to lead them to war. I tried to explain to her that the government was a little pissed off at what I did in Seatown, and that I didn't think command was going to put me in any position of authority. She just smiled and said, "Oh, I think you'll be fine. Let's just say the head of the ACE is an ace up your sleeve." I didn't get what the fuck she was talking about. Foreshadowing and cryptic riddles were kinda like verbal camping, never my strong suit. So I said, "Give it to me straight. As soon as I get back, what do I gotta do?" Her answer was short and to the point. Save Private Pilgrim. Pilgrim was a first prestige shotgun runner, a real striker-liker. And even though he didn't know it, he was destined to save the video game world. Pilgrim was currently on a camper killer mission in London. He was a new recruit, and he was actively engaging 3 campers by the red bus. There was just one small problem. Pilgrim didn't run Stalker Pro, and he just tripped a bouncing Betty. His brain was just a split second away from becoming shrapnel salad, and my SS said there was nothing that could save him. Nothing but me, that is. Alright, now she was talking insanity. Take on an army of campers by myself? That's something I could do. But stop a bouncing Betty from butchering this boy's brain after it already bounced? Impossible. That's when she reminded me. The impossible is the only thing I'm good at. She made a good point. So I said, alright, give me the intel. I need to know their gamer tags, their KDs, the places they camp most. She just looked at me and said there's no time. That bouncing Betty was ready to make Pilgrim's head spaghetti. And if I didn't leave now, he'd be in the ground by sundown. I wanted to beg her to come with me, but I already knew the answer to that one. So instead I asked, do we have time for one last kiss? And in her most sweetest voice she said, no. The sound of gunfire and helicopters. I was alive. As soon as I left the tunnel, I had eyes on Pilgrim. I thought to myself, so that's the guy who's gonna save the video game world, huh? The score was 72-53, and I only had seconds before his noodle screwed the poodle. And that's when I did the impossible. Those 3 kills won us the game, just in time to save Private Pilgrim. And as that bouncing Betty blew up on the side of his fucking dome, I knew my SS was watching me from above, and she was saying, "Good job, Siff. Campers down."